For newspaper review this morning, 14th of November 2023. My name is Okikiola Kosem. Let's start the newspaper review with the Punch newspaper. Strike. FG threaten labor with contempt charge. NLC adamant. Strike. FG threatens labor with contempt charge. NLC adamant. The federal government on Monday asked the organized labor to shelve its planned strike slated to commence on Tuesday, which is today. The government reminded the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress of a restraining order issued by the National Industrial Court Abuja on Friday. The TUC president, Festus Osifo, had announced at a press conference in Abuja on Monday that the labor action will commence on Tuesday in protest against the alleged assault on the president of the NLC, Joe Ajaero, by the suspected thug in Owerri, Imo State on November 1st, 2023. You can get more of that story coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. FG meets labor leaders as nationwide strike begins. The Minister of Labour, Employment and Productivity, Simon Lalong, has convened a meeting with labor leaders as the nationwide strike begins. Our correspondent learned that leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress are expected at the meeting holding on Tuesday. A source familiar with the matter disclosed this to our correspondent on Monday night. Get the details of this news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. CBN embeds others hold FG 190 billion for electricity supply. Federal government's old power firm, the Nigerian Data Power Holding Company, has said that the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Nigeria Bulk Electricity Trading PLC, and the Nigeria Electricity Liability Management Company hold the sum of 190 billion for electricity supply. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, NDPHC, Chinedu Ugbo, revealed this to the Punch on the sideline of a media briefing in Lagos on Monday. Get the details of this news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. Off-season governor polls, President Tinubu lords INEC, PDP fault Kogi, Imo results. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Monday congratulated Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, Governor Doe Diri of Bayelsa State, and Governor-elect Usman Ododo of Kogi State on their victory in the November 11 governorship elections in the respective states. President Tinubu's special advisor on Monday and publicity, Ajuri Ngalile, said in a statement that President Tinubu says the outcome of the election reflects the wishes of the people, emphasizing that democracy thrives when voters reward competence, transparency, and good governance. Get the details of this news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. President Tinubu inherited a bankrupt country, NSA. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribado, has lamented that the current administration inherited a bankrupt country from the previous administration of the former president Muhammad Buhari. According to him, the revenue generated by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration is being used to repay what was taken from the country. And the NSA stated this on Monday in Abuja at the Chief of Defense Intelligence Annual Conference 2023. Get the full details of this news coming to you from the Punch newspaper this morning. Civil War veterans write Tinubu over unpaid pension. Civil War veterans write President Tinubu over unpaid pension. 40 years after the Civil War, retired soldiers who fought on the side of the federal government have asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to see to the payment of their pension. They said 40 years after the Civil War, they had yet to be placed on the military pension roll. Get the details of this news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. Lagos drivers protest LASTMA extortion. Commuters stranded. Commuters were left stranded across various bus stops in Lagos State on Monday following a protest by commercial bus drivers over alleged arbitrary arrest and extortion by official of the Lagos State Transport Management Authority. Punch Metro learned that the driver, who also frowned upon the activities of official of the Lagos State Environment and Special Offences Enforcement Unit, withdrew their services, thereby forcing the workers to trek long distances. Get the details of the news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. And from the Punch business desk, FG identify $23 billion investment opportunity in energy transition. The federal government has identified about $23 billion in the investment opportunities in Nigeria for projects that are directly related to the country's energy transition. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, stated this on Monday. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Punch newspaper this morning. Naira's slump persists despite 46% rise in dollar overturn. The amount of dollar traded on the investor and exporter forex window rose by 46.69% to $123.25 million on Monday. On Friday, the overturn of dollars in the official market was $84.2 million, beg your pardon. This increased to $123.2 million on Monday. Despite this, the naira depreciated by 1.96% to 795.41% in dollars as the close of trading on Monday after closing trading at 780.14 on Friday, according to data from FMDQ OTC Security Exchange. Get the details of this news coming to you from Punch Business Desk this morning. Now from the Nation newspaper, strike not in nation's interest, presidency cautions labor. Organized labor yesterday declared the commencement of a nationwide strike from midnight yesterday. The court's president, Justice Benedict Kenyeb, granted the order while ruling on an ex parte application brought by the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, on behalf of the federal government and argued by Tijani Gasali, SAN, Acting Director of Civil Appeals, Federal Ministry of Justice. Get the full details of this news coming to you from the Nation newspaper this morning. Diri Uzodimma Ododo unveil agenda for states. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma, his Bayelsa State counterpart Doye Diri, and Kogi State Governor-elect Usman Ododo yesterday unfolded their plans for their respective states following their victory at the weekend poll. You can get the details of this news coming to you from the Nation newspaper this morning. President Tinubu and former President Buhari governors hail elections. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former President Muhammadu Buhari, and the ruling All Progressive Congress APC yesterday congratulated Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma, his Bayelsa State counterpart Doye Diri, and the Kogi State Governor-elect Usman Ododo on their victory during the weekend polls. You can get the details of this news coming to you from the Nation newspaper this morning. Rada woos Saudi investors. Katsina State Governor Diko Rada has informed business Mongol and Saudi Arabian investors that the state has been endowed with abundant agricultural and mineral resources they can invest in. Rada stated this on the sideline of the Saudi Arabia Africa Summit in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, according to Chief Press Secretary Ibrahim Kaula, in a statement made available to the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, yesterday in Katsina. Get the details of that news coming to you from The Nation newspaper this morning. Kano State distributes 8,500 bags of rice to persons with disabilities. Kano State government yesterday distributed over 8,800 bags rice and maize to 4,400 people with special need. The beneficiaries, including the blind, the deaf and dumb, albino and cripple, orphan and widow of late security personnel from all the security agencies and paramilitaries, including Hisba and Kwankwasiya Guard. Get the details of this news coming to you from The Nation newspaper this morning. Kaduna to build 10,000 housing units. Kaduna State government said it is set to construct 10,000 housing units, especially for the poor in rural and urban centers across the 23 local government areas of the state within the next 4 years. The permanent secretary in the state's Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Rabiu Yunusa, stated this yesterday at the 12th meeting of the National Council on Land, Housing and Urban Development holding at Umari Musa Yaradua Conference Center, Kaduna. There are the details of this news coming to you from The Nation newspaper this morning. From Daily Trust this morning, Naira scarcity worsened as banks limit withdrawal, ATMs run dry. Naira scarcity is biting harder across the country as banks have limited cash withdrawals. Findings by Daily Trust have shown residents of Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Katsina, Jigawa, and Adamawa, and in other parts of the country are expressing concern over their inability to withdraw huge cash in the banks, raising fear of scarcity as experienced during the Naira swap. Get the details of this coming to you from Daily Trust this morning. for diaspora voting, a generational fight, Senate leader. Push for diaspora voting, a generational fight, Senate leader. The leader of the Senate, Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele, has described the push for the inclusion of diaspora voting in the next constitutional amendment as a generational fight. Bamidele, while speaking at the virtual diaspora dialogue organized by the Office of the Senate Leader in collaboration with Engage Diaspora Foundation and Nigeria Diaspora Foundation, said the Red Chamber will consider the diaspora voting right this week as part of the review of the 1999 Constitution. Get the full details of that news coming to you from Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Things are getting worse. Labour leaders tells President Tinubu. Labour leaders in the country have lamented the pains inflicted on Nigerians worker by the present economic changes occasioned by fuel subsidy removal and inflation. They said the cost of transportation has skyrocketed while food prices have soared astronomically. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Daily Trust this morning. Kano flags off phase 2 of palliatives to PW's orders. The Kano state government on Monday flagged off the second phase of the distribution of palliatives to people with special needs, as well as orphans and widows of military and paramilitary personnel in the state. Get more of that details coming to you from Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Resurfaces in Abuja as petrol sells for 640 naira. Vehicle owners in Abuja have begun to throng filling station even as fuel stations have hiked the price of premium motor spirits. Check by Daily Trust have shown. You can get the details of that news coming to you from Daily Trust this morning. Let me bring in our in-house analyst, Mr. Salman Salami, to the studio. Mr. Salami, you are welcome.
Good morning, the presenter, and good morning, our super citizen listeners.
let's start with the strike that of the Nigerian labor and TUC that have started this morning. What is your take on that?
Well, it is unfortunate that we are back to square one. I keep on saying that when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. We know that the Nigerian Labour Congress as a pressure group, they have the best of intention. We still want to believe that the pressure group is out to defend and protect the interest of the working Nigerians. But I make bold to say that they should be mindful of the unintended consequence of what they are doing. Well, at the expense of sounding like a broken record, because we have said this again and again, that strike should be the last resort. And let's be objective about it. Strike at this time is not in the best interest of this country. Why did we say so? The hardship in the land is gargantuan. And there are quite many Nigerians who must go out on a daily basis to eke out a living. What do you do with them now? The workers in Nigeria, what is their percentage? I mean the salary earners. Most Nigerians cannot feed unless they go out on a daily basis. The situation is sad, it is bad, it's unacceptable. And in that wise, Labour is, to me, interested in protecting the interest of the marginalized, agonized, and suffering Nigerians. But they should be circumspect. They should be mindful of the unintended consequence of their action. I will leave it at that.
Okay, let me quickly draw your attention to the fact that they said industrial court has refrained them from this strike, and they still go ahead to have the strike. What's your take on that?
Well, it's sad that both the federal government and the NLC, they do not respect the course of this land. They do not respect the judgment of the court and the pronouncement from the court. The federal government doesn't respect, because I can give instances of court judgments that the federal government did not respect. That, in any case, does not mean that two wrongs will make a right.
Okay, now, I if I'm not mistaken, and I want you to clear my doubt, that the Nigerian Labour Congress, until you say, are actually going out for this strike just because of what happened on November 1st at Owerri. Am I correct? And should Nigeria be punished for the singular act of a particular state? Let's just say the whole state, and everybody is being punished for it now.
Well, all I can say is that there is the need for NLC to be circumspect. And again, NLC should know where to draw the line between unionism and partisanship. I won't say more than that.
Okay. And let's quickly talk about the scarcity of fuel and the lineup in the filling stations as the price hits 640 naira. What led to this, sir?
Well, The federal government needs to be sensitive to the yearnings, aspirations, and the sufferings of Nigerians. We know that these are the concomitant effects of the subsidy removal and the pains that the president said we will go through before we reach our destination. The greatest problem I have is in hearing that we should tighten our belt while they are loosening their own.
How do you mean, sir?
They should lead by example. I won't say more than that.
Okay.